Should be in the glad rags. Anyway, hello and all, welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast. And yeah, I kind of feel a bit wrongly dressed for today's episode. Now I know you're thinking, hold on, you're in your frost gear. You're not wrongly dressed. You're correct attire. We're going to be talking Oscars 2026. More specifically, the PWHL's appearance at the Oscars 2026. I did not see that coming. So we're going to try and get... Well, I'll try and see if I can get the image or find the image, and I will get a copy of it and we can maybe put it on side by side the screen. If we one of those shows, which we normally do for the World Cup banner, but I'll try to see if I can get it done. Yeah. So as you guys will remember, that the Oscars was on the exact same day as the Takeover Tour game in Denver, and I think us three still can't believe we actually were going to be in the States on the same day as the Oscars, which is just crazy. Because I don't think we had any Oscars plans this year. Because I was very, very, very unimpressed with last year's coverage in the UK of the Oscars. And I was kind of thinking, oh, I'm not sure whether I'll watch that again next year. Because the coverage we had last year, it was so long. It was constantly so long. I don't think I got to bed till about, 5 o'clock in the morning? Something like that. That's fine for a PHL or an NHL game, but not for this long ceremony, which is going to be dragged down. Chances are someone's going to say something rude about the administration. It happens every year, guys, whether it's red or blue. Okay. Yeah, and obviously we had our trip to focus on, and obviously the Olympics to focus on. I don't think we really knew what the Oscars was happening until the nominations. In fact, no, we didn't know when the Oscar ceremony was until the day the nominations were announced, so that's bad on our part. But yeah, so we couldn't believe that we were going to actually be in the States when the Oscars was happening. Anyway, so that is just incredible. So in fact, we got back for the later half of the Oscars ceremony. So obviously, the ceremony had started literally after our game had finished, and we got back to our hotel. The first few awards already happened, but we were then heading out to go get a bite to eat, and then we're going to come back, watch the rest of the night. Because I initially thought the two categories that we were interested in, which of course was Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song, I thought both of those were going to be kind of more towards the end of the show. And Best Animated Feature actually happened before we went out to go get a bite to eat. So I was able to tell Play that result beforehand, which blew me away because I was not convinced K-pop was going to win that. Nick and Judy hate me. And Giselle. Because I was confident that Zootopia was going to win. I felt confident that was going to win. That was K-pop's biggest rival. And yet, well, I was happily proven wrong. Proven wrong. But I was so confident. In fact, if you've watched the highlights package from that game in Denver, you'll notice there was a little sing-along bit with Golden. And at the end of it, I then said, if that loses, I will eat my hat. So, you haven't checked the highlights package out yet, go and do that, because it's there. You can clearly hear me saying it, and you can also clearly hear the laughter that Pluto Lady did as soon as I said it. So go and check that out. Yeah. An incredible performance from Huntress, by the way, just saying. Just incredible. Yeah. But during the social, during various bits, so like waiting for bits of it to come on, I looked on socials always, scrolling through, and I come across a photo that Torrent had published of Hannah Bilka and Harry Knight actually at the 97th Academy Awards at the Oscars. They actually was there. I was like, hold on, what? Are you serious? And hopefully the image is on your screens right now, guys, so the proof is there. Like, what? It actually, no, it surely can't. But no, it is. They were there. Both Harry and Hannah were on the red carpet. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are they doing on the red carpet at an award ceremony? There's a season going on. And I'm like, yes. But in their defence, they were dealing with massive injuries. And in fact, Harry has only just been reactivated off LTIR. Bilka's status, I'm not too sure. There's only a few weeks left of the season to go, and Seattle, you do kind of look like you're done, guys. I mean, no disrespect, but I kind of think realistically, Torrent, start thinking about draft all the points, not the playoffs. I think you're done there. Sorry. So it's just, you're about 20 points back. So, from third, at least. Maybe 15 or 10 points back from the fourth spot, so I wouldn't think about it, guys. Just start thinking about trying to get the draft on the points, because KK, she's up for grabs, and I think she would make a big boost if she was to get to your team. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, so obviously, because you're injured, fine. And obviously, of course, we had the SNL situation where I learned, because obviously Megan Keller had recently been interviewed on Drops and Jills about it, so apparently she had to leave after playing in or straight on a flight, get out there to SNL, and then do the skit where, of course, obviously Harry, because obviously the injury was already there. So we've also had other players going to be at award ceremonies as well. Something about a Juno Award, was it? That Julie had recently just mentioned the last episode. So about that. But yeah, these are the kind of things I don't mind PHL players doing. Doing things like SNL and having to basically sit on the sofa next to Jimmy Fallon. Those are the kind of things I'm like, don't do that. No. Not while the season's on, guys, okay? Not while the season's on. Okay, just no. Those kind of things, as you guys know, because I did episodes on them, those kind of irritated me. I'm like, what are we doing? I don't mind going going on the talk shows, but not if they are but they have to be the only guest there, because obviously there's a Kenny Clarkson thing which we're gonna do. Player keys mine. Have you seen it? I'm like, no, I haven't. We've only just still got back. I'm still jet lagged. Leave off. And also it's nearly Easter. Okay? It's one of the first of 2 holidays I celebrate. Leave off. Alright? But we'll get round to that one eventually. Look, obviously, I have no problem with the PHL players going on the talk shows as long as they are the only guests there. If they're the only guests there, fine. Because you can then basically devote the whole time to that player, talk about their experiences, talk about the team they're on, no problem. But the Jimmy Fallon one, that was a complete not up with that, because basically, did Harry get a look in? Or was he too busy just being like, oh, Quinn Hughes brothers, yeah, give me all of that. It's like, it was almost like he was drooling over it. It's like, I'm like, hello? You've got literally Harry Knight on a sofa? She's won a medal in every single Olympic game she's been in? Can Jack and Quinn Hughes say that? I don't think so. It's like, come on, hello? Seriously? It was just that was a car crash. That was only about a 10-minute interview. That was not long. So most of that time I was waiting for Jimmy to basically drooling over the Hughes brothers. Like, I'm surprised he didn't come at the same time. It's like, oh, give me strength. It's like, oh god, who's literally been able to pull my hair out? Who's the fool there? It's just, oh. At least Ilya knew what to do with them. Make them look like fools. Good boy. Like the fools they are. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't mind if PHL players will attend the award shows. I mean, if this was in England, it would be a very common thing because a lot of our award shows, the audience is mainly involved of a lot of celebrities from obvious various walks of life. So it's not uncommon here in the UK for our award shows to be basically surrounded with people who actually are not from the field that we are supposed to be honouring here tonight. So you do get that kind of situation. So so if that happened in the UK, it wouldn't really been that much of a fuss. But I can't see why in terms of stage. But I thought it was a really good thing. And they both look stunning, didn't they? Didn't they both look amazing? Just incredible to have them down there. Just incredible. Yeah. So just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And they both looked really, really stunning. You know, just looked amazing, both of them, as always. And yeah, I mean, that's something I don't think I would have thought of, you know, going back into 3 years ago, you know, when we were starting out. I don't think that's something I would ever have thought would happen. You know, we get to see players from our leagues actually attending huge events like this. Because despite all its controversies and its political shenanigans, the Oscars is actually meant to be a big deal. Okay? It is meant to be a very big deal. And it has by a lot of memorable moments over the years. Unfortunately for me, I can only remember the bad ones. And sadly do still keep quoting the Will Smith line from time to time. That's the way I get provoked. So, yeah. Anyway, oh my god. And the irony is the guy who he punched actually did work with his wife on the Madagascar films. Yeah. His wife played Gloria, the hippo, one of my favourites, and the guy that got punched ended up playing Marty, the zebra. So I kind of thought, all we needed was Ben Stiller and Ross from Friends. It could have been a Madagascar reunion. Anyways, yeah. Only watch the first one, kids. If any parents watching, you want to introduce your kids to that series, only do the first one. Madagascar is like Jaws. The first film's great, the other sequels, you shouldn't have made them. Okay? So, yeah. In fact, Madagascar 2 was the film that was going to be part of the Key Stage 2 cinema trip when I was in year 6, but I couldn't go because I fell ill. In my primary school, what Key Stage 2 does at Christmas is we get to go and see a film at the cinema. And for year 6, it was going to be Madagascar 2. So this was in 2008. So nearly 20 years now. I unfortunately, on the week of that trip, I fell ill and had to take the entire week off because I was that ill. So I didn't get to go and see it. And I did not get to see that film until just before the third one was coming out in the summer of 2012, I think. I think it was 2012. Might have been 2012. And kind of remember, I sort of think, oh, I kind of had a lucky break there. Why couldn't I have been sick in year 5 when we had to go and see the B movie? God, that was shit. That was shit. Yeah. In case you're wondering, year 4, it was Santa Claus 3. So that was in 2013. BU 2007. And in 2005, it was year 3, it was the Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe. And I think that was the best one. So just such a shame that series never got complete its full adaptation. Because we had the Lion, Witch, Wardrobe. So we had Prince Caspian, which came out when I was in year 5. And then we had Boy the Dawn Treader, I think it was 2 years later. I think it might have been 2 years later. And it kind of stopped after that. Because actually that's the last of the Pevensey ones. But there are 4 others. And we kind of all thought they were maybe going to get adapted. I think the next one was supposed to get adapted was going to be the Silver Chair. I think they were going to go in publication order. So the next one was going to be the Silver Chair. But of course that didn't happen. So anyway. So the Oscars have provided some very memorable moments of the years. Unfortunately, I can only remember the bad ones. Don't get me started on La La Land. Don't get me started on that one. Yeah. But I think it was just amazing, to see some of our players down there. This might be something we might see more of going forward. And I think those are the kind of things I'm more happy to see do during the season, rather than you go on a chat show or you go on a sketch show and you just basically, allow yourself to be part of this silly joke that should not really be a joke because it's not funny. But we've done the SNL a bit. We've covered the SNL situation. We've got SNL here now, guys. Yeah, we've now got SNL here in the UK, which I think launched not long after we got back from Minneapolis. I've not really had a chance to see it, but I do know we have now got SNL here in the UK. I'm just not sure which channel it's on. Yeah, so I know we're about 50 years late to the game, but we're at we've got our own version now, so that's going to be it makes sense. We should technically have our own SNL because we've got a lot of really, hilarious comedians here in the UK. Sadly, a lot of them are now hitting their late 40s, early 50s, so a lot past their prime. But anyway, so I thought it was just, I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I was like, really? What? It was just, that literally just took me back. I mean, look, we've got our own players at the the biggest award shows of the night, of the year, I should say. That is incredible. That is incredible. And if I was Tessa and Julia, now, of course, I'm not telling Tessa and Julia how to do their job, because obviously I would not expect to tell them how to do my show. But if I was in the position that Tessa and Julia are in, I would immediately try and get either Hannah Bilka or Harry Knight on and get them to interview them and what it was like being the Oscars. That's what I'd do. You did mention about SNL, so I think it's tit for tat, fair's fair. So that's what I would do. Obviously, I'm not going to try and dare tell them how to do their show, so I'd not expect them to tell me how to do my show. But what an incredible night. I mean, an incredible moment, for the future, because you don't really expect to see a lot of sports athletes at these award shows, do you? It's mainly your upper celebrities that want to just go along now because they've got nothing else to do, they've got a free night out, and they thought, let's go there rather than going and getting pissed. Well, the chances are they're probably going to get pissed afterwards, but let's at least pretend to be sober first, then let's get the booze down. Oh, go on, Jimmy Fallon, pour me one! He clearly must have had a few before he when I did the interview with the Hughes brothers. Honestly, poor Harry had to put up with that shenanigans. She's a brave girl. I could not do it. I could not dare sit on the sofa with those two. Or okay. Or anyone from Team USA right now for that matter. Anyways, Anyway, move on. Oh, yeah, just incredible. Just such an incredible moment to have that. Yeah, that was amazing. That's amazing. Have I got any more to say, or am I just basically just waffling? Because this is it's very hard now, serious, because they really held the red carpet. I'm not sure we spotted them in the award show, but we didn't really watch the whole thing. But yeah, just incredible thing for PHL to have, you know, to have our athletes get to attend these events. So I would have done it, but we're going to go and present an award. Up you go, because you would get out of the UK here in the UK. Award shows, you literally get it presented by any celebrity. They'll go and present it. So if I was in charge of the Oscars ceremony, I would have thought, oh, they're in the house. Let's get a presented award. Go on, give EJ her award for Best Original Song. Whoever cut time on that, send to Giwa. Send to Giwa. Because I watched that bit, I was like, I thought it was going really well, and then it's like, oh no, you just cut them off. Send that person to Quinoa. Whoever was in charge of cutting, they also tried to cut off the directors when they were doing the best feature speech as well. No. Whoever was in charge of that button to basically cut them off, send his soul to Quinoa. Just do it. Send to Quinoa now. Oh dear. If you're that worried about timings, then do what the BAFTAs do. Pre-record it! And put it on delay. Okay? Because the BAFTAs, as you guys all know, especially what happened with the Torrent situation, because obviously that did get brought up on the View. The BAFTAs, as you guys know, that is not transmitted live on the BBC. It is pre-recorded, and then it gets given a 2-hour slot on the BBC. Basically takes us to the 10 o'clock news with either Sophie Braith or Clive Myrie, whoever's on that night. Takes us to the 10 o'clock news, and that's where it goes. If the Oscars can't handle letting the winners make their speeches, then I think what you need to do is have it pre-recorded and put on a delay afterwards and be done with that. Okay? And it wasn't just what happened in K-pop. It was a lot of people who were coming up, and the button already got pressed, but wouldn't even open their mouths. So it's getting ridiculous now. So I think something's got to be done about that. Something's got to be done about the censor button. Okay. But what's such an incredible moment there to see Bilka, Harry Knight from the Seattle Torrent on the red carpet. That's an incredible, amazing experience. And yeah, I think we'll leave it there. We'll call that a wrap. So thank you guys for all the next time. Don't forget to pull the freeze.